what do you classify or categorize or define the shadow as?
There's different ways of looking at it. To me, the shadow is everything that's unprocessed. The shadow is everything that is lurking in the nature of duality. It's yet which to be discovered. It's categorized and classified in the moral and immoral. The shadow is what we've yet to awaken. It's a kind of innate part of like our soup, our consciousness soup, our collective that we're dealing with. There's a collective shadow that in the collective mind and collective consciousness we're ultimately processing and dealing with. So I think of it as like the psychological concepts of the shadow, and then the soul aspects that we're working through, which people might relate to as like karma. And then I think of it as like what is the God's shadow is what is not yet fully like in the awakening of the dimensionality of God in, through, and all around what we're dealing with and what we're looking at. So I don't think even God is uniquely somehow transcendent of the idea of shadow, and that collectively we're all in the process of it. It's, to me, where we have all the social manipulations, the presence of evil, the notion of darkness and the demonic in mythology, the nature of the exploitation of each other, like the species has nowhere to go, so it's exploiting each other in a kind of fervent war. It's the predator nature of us that has not yet in the biology been dealt with. It's three kinds of brains in one. It's the brain stem being this reptilian evolution, the mammalian evolution, until we get this big frontal lobe that all happened by predating on each other and eating itself. So fundamentally, it's like these three brain states that we live with that are not fully aligned within us until we awaken the rest of the consciousness within us to be able to create what I call whole brain function, which is a non-competitive brain with itself anymore. So it's not fight or flight. It's not the survival in the mammal, and it's not trying to rationalize everything. It's this just whole consciousness that's ultimately in balance and a kind of equilibrium with life. It's like you were talking about vegetarian or too much on the carnivore side. It's actually where you realize the vast nature of being alive and being biological and a deep acceptance with that. So all of that combined, shadow to me is the umbrella for all of that.